Before the turn of the year, right? I think it was Tottenham that was like leading the pack.
It was.
Yeah, Tottenham were top.
Man, like Jose and his boys were leading the pack. Where's Jose, by the way? Anyway,
he's at Roma. Thank you. He's at Roma. Thank you very much.
I thought he was on TalkSport.
Roma, and he's gonna win.
Roma saved him, man. Because I was gonna call into TalkSport and rinse him.
Imagine.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Imagine I was gonna ring him TalkSport and rinse him. Oh my days.
Oh man,
he'd just be like, I prefer not to speak.
There's only three wise men we'll listen to. It's the front three. No, it's the front three.
Okay, welcome back to another debate room series with the Front Three podcast with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, and the prodigy himself, AJ. Afternoon, guys. How you guys doing?
How you doing, guys? I'm doing all right. Front three to the world. It's good to be back with you guys.
Yes.
And let's get cracking.
All I have to say.
I'll put that away, Coach. Put that away, Coach. All right, AJ.
I hope no one can see that. I hope no one can see that.
All right, AJ. What do the people need to do, man?
Guys, you guys need to like this video. Of course, if you have any opinions, if you want to, argue with Coach Dan especially, drop us some love in the comments. Let us know how you feel about the episode. And of course, subscribe and share.
Absolutely, gents. So, in today's debate room episode, we're actually going to look back on the Premier League season that just went by. Of course, it was a season with no fans, a season where there was lots of twists and turns. Jose Mourinho getting sacked, Arsenal finishing with their worst record in a couple of decades.
Cheers for that.
West Ham almost qualifying for the Champions League. Liverpool not quite defending the championship like we thought. And of course, most importantly, Manchester City running away with the league at the very end. So, gents, what's your overall takeaway from the Premier League season?
Everyone's looking at me, so I guess I'll go first.
You're in the middle, unfortunately for you.
This season has been probably the most peculiar season we've ever seen, or in my lifetime anyway. Yeah. Of course, we all know the impact the pandemic had on football. And then for the Premier League to start, there was no pre-season for most of the teams. And then we just were back into another season, And it was bizarre, obviously not having fans. And then you had that nonsense, fake noise that some of the channels were putting on, which was grinding my gears. But more so on the pitch, it was peculiar as well. We saw a lot of teams, especially from around September to November, who, were touted to win the title. Liverpool defend the title. Really didn't kick off. It was a slow burner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think, by November, we were all talking about Man City. I think every pundit, every football lover was talking about Man City and Liverpool and that they probably might not even make the top four this year, And wild things were being thrown around. But as the season developed and City got into their groove and, Pep tinkered rightly so, we saw Man City dominate and they were phenomenal, But, you look at the emergence of other teams in this year and it's been something quite special. We look at West Ham just missing out on Champions League. Leicester missing out, but did they choke? That's a question Leicester fans can answer between themselves. Me, I know they choked. I know Brendan's got a choking thing going on at the moment. But then you also look at the likes of Villa and how well they did up until, about January, Feb, and then they tailed off a bit. And you look at these teams and you think, if this was like a normal season, would they have done as well as they did? Probably not.
Would Sheffield United got relegated if they had fans in the stadium?
Probably not. We all know the power of fans. I think Sheffield United got found out though.
You're not buying it, Coach.
I think Sheffield would have been relegated. They probably wouldn't have finished bottom, but they would have been in the bottom three.
Record, yeah.
They can't score goals.
They don't finish bottom. Who finishes bottom?
Fulham. No, but I think with Sheffield United,
I set that out for myself. For you, man.
They struggled. I think they got found out a bit.
Yeah.
I think if we're looking at last year, a lot of teams still couldn't work them out, but this year it's like they were found out really quickly. They just couldn't score goals, and then the craziest thing is they couldn't defend either. So they were leaking goals but not scoring. And look, 2 + 2 is 4. That maths is easy. You're going down.
Man.
And so for them, their fans probably could have lifted them to another level. I believe so. And of course, Liverpool as well. We know about Liverpool, the fans. Even me, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but when I hear the fans start singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," you get small goosebumps, not full goosebumps, because I'm an Arsenal fan. But you get little goosebumps, and you're like, "Ooh!" Do you know what I mean? So it's been such a bizarre year, but I think we've seen some amazing football in the Premier League. We've seen some exhilarating football from West Ham. Leicester have played some amazing stuff in patches. Man City, even Liverpool with their struggles, they've played some good football. Arsenal haven't. That's the truth. We haven't played great football. And yeah, I mean, it's been a great season. You know, you've had teams where, you know, you could argue that you knew where they'd finished. You know, the Crystal Palaces, the Burnleys, you know. So for those teams there, there hasn't been much improvement. But, you know, the West Hams and Leicesters, you know, they've set themselves a good foundation for next season. Yeah. You know, they have to invest now. Whether the chairman's like it or not, you can't finish in that top 5, top 6 and not invest because they've shown that they can challenge. So, yeah, it's been a peculiar season. That's my word for it. I don't know about Coach Dan.
Just to establish something, this was for Lewandowski, not for Bayern. Look, I think your point is taken when you say it's a peculiar season. I think everyone will agree with that, right? I mean, feeding them from last season, actually, or the season before this one that I just
because there was a short turnaround anyway between.
There was no pre-season, was there?
There weren't, no. And so I get that sense, right? But then I know people have been talking about how because of no fans, it doesn't feel like football anymore, And I'm thinking, that's a whole lot bag of nonsense. Because when these guys started playing, there weren't no fans watching them. You know what I mean? So I've never really understood that well, unless you were putting an academy from like the age of 5.
But doesn't it up the stakes a bit when the fans are there?
No. I don't think them there to serve a football club should be like, my performance will be up and down depending on how many people I have in the stand.
But then is it human nature?
It's a psychology
on your back.
No.
I
get. You might want to make a claim, an argument for it. For professional players that have been doing that for however long they've been in the professional game, But I don't think that's any excuse. I think,
like you said, it's human nature. I think it's a psychological aspect of things. Look, I remember when I used to bang Sunday League. Listen, when it's just a guy and his dog there, you just kind of, you know what I'm saying? You just do what you need to do and get back. But when you got a couple of people there, you're not sure your best. You're not shy. You're not excel.
No, it's weird
because for professionals, I hear what you're saying because the mindset should be different. It should be, it's now work. So the switch should flick.
It should be. That's in theory.
But we're humans and it's the emotional aspect of things that the fans give you.
No, I think when you guys say it should, I think that's more into, more sort of like feeding into what I'm saying that.
Yeah, we're
go
saying,
with the job and do it.
Yeah, in theory.
In theory.
No, forget theory. I don't think that's a theory. I think having fans,
but then,
that's actually a theory.
But then, coach,
because when you start off, people don't come and watch you. I get what you mean.
But most teams, their record at home usually is better than it is away from home.
Okay.
So then, doesn't that bore the fact that if you play at home, you've got that little bit of impetus from the fans?
Do you think the teams that got relegated this year, do you think it mattered whether they were playing at home or away?
I think for a few of them, they would have had at least more points.
You reckon?
Sheffield United 100%.
Yeah.
Sheffield United 100%.
You reckon?
I think so. I think they would, I'm not saying they wouldn't have got relegated, but I'm thinking they would have had more points. Their points total was abysmal. That was terrible.
Guys, I don't know, man.
If there were fans in the States, fans wouldn't allow that.
Look at how Anfield is on the Champions League Wednesday night.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. It can create an atmosphere. But when you put 11v11 on the football pitch, get a result. I think that home and away thing, it's a bizarre thing. Like, no one can ever work it out, right? Even when fans have been there, yes. But, you might even say that, right? Pep Guardiola will go away and still smash it. Do you see what I mean? Because he just sets his team up to go and win football games. And that's what you've got to do.
Not when they're fans in Anfield, though.
Fact. Listen, listen, I know the cop in it. I'm a big fan of the cop. You can put
Should we take you there one day, then, Coach?
I think that's the next step, man.
I told you to say Coach.
Let it be known here. Lewandowski don't win Ballon d'Or. I'm gonna strip naked on Anfield pitch, guys.
You heard it here first on the front three.
I'm gonna do a lap of honor.
This guy,
man breathes.
Things don't disappear from the internet.
So this is. I don't know what.
This is. I'm not. Guys, you heard it here first. Big disclaimer. I'm never going to say anything like that.
I will never have to do that. If Lewandowski's got to win the Ballon d'Or, but anyway, that's another conversation.
Let's get back to the Premier League, though. What you were saying about the season.
Look, okay, so I think, just so perhaps I lost that argument with the fans, 2-1.
No, but you know what? Just to jump in, I think it'd be very interesting to see if coaches adapted how they motivated their players, though. Due to there being no...
that'll be good,
I'd love a behind the scenes.
But do you remember, early on in the season, right? Early on in the season, I think on one of our podcasts, we were talking about how perhaps not
Shout out to the Front Three podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast. Go on.
Exactly. I remember us saying, perhaps not having fans at the stadium or in the stadiums could actually work into players' benefit.
Yeah.
You're thinking of players like Shaka. I think we brought his name up, where
Yeah.
the fans would leave him alone to play. Funny enough, I saw some stats doing the rounds. Yeah, I forget where it's from, but Shaka was in Team of the Year according to those.
I saw that just today.
I forget where it
it's
is,
like
but
CES
or something like that. They
yeah.
make their team based on statistics.
Yeah,
Shaka
it's
was in
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a way, it's not having fans there allow them to play their football. Because don't get it any way twisted. Yeah, the amount of games Arsenal lost at home. No way the fans would have done anything about
chance.
it. It would have even been worse.
Yeah, the atmosphere would have been toxic.
You get what I mean? And so that's sort of like how you can look at it as well. But looking at teams, we look at Manchester City, who've won the league, right? And I've said, look, Manchester City, and I think it's credit to Pep Guardiola.
100%.
We speak of peculiar season, not like the usual we're used to, right? And for him to sap his team to go and win when other teams weren't willing to, I think that's credit to him.
Yeah.
It goes to show you, and I think I said this before as well, right? When we were speaking about Pep Guardiola, we don't usually, describe him or praise him with such accolades as man management is one of his strongest suit and stuff like that. But I think for you to have been able to do that, your man management is very good.
I think overall
Very
he's
good.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's
I've
phenomenal.
come to that conclusion.
No. Welcome. What?
Oh my days. I'm saying I've come to that conclusion live on YouTube. Like, privately, I think,
Fair enough.
you look at,
And that said though, like you look at how they've been this season, and it's we've spoken about this. It's kind of how football is. You compare the recent to the old and stuff like that. Yeah, I think this season, I don't think they've been great. As in their normal self. Do you get what I mean? But what they have done, they've been greater than every other team that they were competing with, and so all the credit to them, right? But the amount of games they've lost, 6. United have lost 6 games.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So then it could just be just the draws then. United beat them at home, right? I think Leeds beat them with a red card or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they've dropped some points where it's not, you don't usually associate that with Pep Guardiola teams.
But they just had that amazing run where they won like 17, 18 games in a bout, and that was the difference
before
between...
the turn of the year, right? I think it was Tottenham that was like leading the pack.
It was,
Yeah, Tottenham were top.
Man, like Jose and his boys were
Yeah.
leading the pack. Where's
Yeah.
Jose, by the way? Anyway.
He's at Roma. Thank you. He's at Roma. Thank you very much.
I thought he was on TalkSport on TalkSport.
Roma, and he's gonna win the
Roma
Scudetto
saved him, man,
next
because I was
season.
going to call into TalkSport and rinse him.
Imagine.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Imagine I was gonna ring him to rinse him. Oh my days.
Oh, man.
He'd just be like, I prefer not to speak.
But
Exactly.
I think for Man City, the turning point was that victory at Stamford Bridge. I think even
Yeah.
Pep, he had an interview with Rio and he said, that game, when they won it and the way they won it, they said to themselves, actually, we're actually quite good. People have been writing us off, but in the camp, they felt, actually, we
Quietly
can...
confident,
And then
yeah.
from that moment, the results just... went
They
like that.
dispatched
Yeah,
of
man.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sweetly. They played great football.
Listen, the way he's able to galvanise his team to play throughout the season been phenomenal,
Yeah.
man, and I really like that. Then you look over, the Merseyside of, the world, then Liverpool. However way you want to look at it, guys, I think those injuries in the beginning derailed them a little. And then the front three weren't, as a collective anyway, they weren't firing as we've known them to do in previous season.
Yeah.
I don't care what team you are, that will have an impact on your results and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And then they went through a period where they were drawing, then they were drawing, then it got to a period also where they were losing 1-0. And you're thinking, it's only 1-0, they'll recover. But then they weren't doing that.
Yeah.
By the time they realised, it's like, we're out of the top 4, we need to get back in there. And I don't think any team's been better than them in the last 10 games. I think in the last 10 games, they've won like 8 and drew 2.
I think they won. Yeah, because he said we need to win the last 10, didn't he?
Yeah.
But what they...
To get into top 4.
And look, I know, I had to stand up for myself and man like Jurgen Klopp, throughout.
Go.
Liverpool were going to finish. And when they finished 3rd, how did they manage to finish 3rd?
You remember putting
But
the group chat?
they've lost their aura this season. That aura that they
The
had.
confidence,
Yeah.
that
But
fear
not
factor.
even that, the fear factor from other teams.
No. And that's...
We'll see what happens
that's
when
well
fans aren't in the
taken,
stadium next year.
Your point is
Yeah,
well taken. I
yeah.
mean, when did they lose Virgil? like in the fourth
Against
game or
Everton,
something.
the Merseyside derby,
That was quite early in the
Yeah.
season, and he's not been back.
Yeah.
Then they lost Joe Gomez. Joe Matip is gone.
Yeah.
Because then they had to patch it up by putting Hendo at centre half.
Yeah, and Fabinho as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
or Fabinho. But that takes away from the midfield. And we know, a lot of the energy that, they have either defending or going forward comes a lot from the midfield.
Yeah, that's the
But when
engine for them.
Look, if you take out either Fabinho, who's such a great pivot in the way they play, or Hendo in the way he closes down and his energy that he brings, and you replace it with Thiago. Yes, technically brilliant. He'll keep the ball and he'll do what he does.
By the way, I think he was great in the last
10 games.
honestly.
Different.
He had to. He had to.
Yeah.
Different.
But yeah.
When you have to,
This is the thing, right?
For top players, with top players is when you need to stand up and be counted, you stand up and be counted.
Yeah,
and that's what he did.
And I remember what I was saying to you guys.
You were rinsing him. I remember.
I was rinsing Thiago.
Yes, earlier in the season.
Remember,
Oh
Remember, I
my
said to you
days.
guys, Remember, I said to you guys, go ahead, and write off both Liverpool and Thiago at your own peril. You remember me saying that? I told you guys. Because look, he's one of those players. If you can sort out a foundation around him,
he'll
he's gonna
thrive.
go and dictate games for you. Last year in the Champions League, what was the I'll leave you to say. It's
true.
You said his elbows might be what?
Elbows must be hurting because when he's conducting play, just
orchestra, boy.
orchestrate everything.
Listen, because he's a brilliant footballer.
He
man.
is. I
He's
love
a
him.
brilliant
Yeah.
footballer. And I think, players like Mane's not been on form and stuff like that. That all has things to do with it,
Oh,
And
Just quickly, do you think he'll regain his form?
Sadio
absolutely,
Mane.
man.
Look at the way he played on the last day with fans. Tell me if he's played like that all season. I think he's one of those players.
Maybe.
The fans take him to another level.
Maybe.
I mean, the 2 goals he scored weren't great, but it was actually his overall performance.
Yeah.
It was bright. He was sharp,
Energized, isn't it?
I hadn't seen him
yeah.
like that in ages. Maybe
Yeah.
he thought, it's the last game of the season. Let me play with no
Well,
shackles.
and they
or-
needed to win the game.
Yeah,
anyway.
like, he
True.
was
The
so
game.
good, and I was like, because I've been saying for years, for me, out of that front three, he's the one for me in that Liverpool team that's been making it happen.
Yeah.
Of course, we know Salah's been scoring the goals, and you need to score goals. But I felt like Mane's energy, the press, his ability to just be so imaginative with the ball in tight spaces, and he'd been selfless. Not as much as Firmino, but I felt like Mane was that. He's the one who just glued it together. And this season, I think he's been terrible.
Yeah, man. He's been
And
off
they
it.
weren't great.
Yeah, the one constant was, of course, Mo Salah as well.
Mate,
He just
he
Yeah, he
lost
kept-
out on
subtly
Golden Boot.
just gets his goals. He just gets
He's
his
a
goals.
weird one, Salah, though. Because I feel like
He
his
doesn't set
overall
the
play...
light- what the light,
his overall
no.
play's not great.
No.
He just scores goals.
But that's what it is, though. Like,
it's
you
mad.
have to compensate for a player that is so well versed when it comes to the attacking third of the game.
yeah.
You have to compromise somewhere or another, and that's how it happens. You see him like he doesn't even have a lot of touches in the game or whatnot, and some of the stuff like when he's running and stuff like, is this guy serious? Like, does he know where he is and stuff like that? By the time you realize he's
Bang.
he's got a goal or two. You
Bang.
know what I mean? And look here, when you get to that level, it tells you you're in like a stage where people can't reach, and that's where I find like Messi and Ronaldo's and them lot are, because they just whatever happens they'll pop in with a
They'll
goal.
get a goal. Whatever
Exactly.
happens.
Lewandowski will get a goal.
It'll happen,
Haaland will get a goal. Those are
Crazy.
that's just who they are.
Yeah.
They don't need to like go that extra mile that perhaps a decent striker, whoever they are,
Yeah.
Lacazette, will have to go through to get a goal. You get what?
Yeah.
You get what?
We'll come to
Mitrovic.
the front threes team of the year, but let's talk about a few things. Firstly, what's been or who has been the biggest disappointment for you guys this year, Premier League wise?
Frank Lampard.
I would.
Frank Lampard and Arsenal for me.
I think 3 teams:
Okay.
Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton.
Yeah, my three.
I'm surprised you guys haven't said Leicester. The
No,
way
but
they choked out.
Leicester were in the top 4. I think the stat is at 230 something days. Is it?
Yeah.
Crazy. But we can't take away the fact that they actually won the FA Cup.
Yeah, but I mean,
And even though that doesn't compare to being Champions League, it's very significant for them in their history.
yeah. To me, the reason why Leicester don't disappoint me, because I said it to you guys, Leicester is gonna
Yeah,
fall
it says a
out.
lot. Yeah, and you said they're gonna choke. You did say I was one around it for them because
Come on.
Kelechi was doing a madness. But also coincided with that, with the way they choked, has been Jamie Vardy's form and the lack of Maddison.
their home form's been terrible.
Yeah.
They dropped some terrible points at home.
There was a few times where they were ahead in games and then they contrived to lose.
They're one of the teams that need their home
your
fans.
point that, the home thing.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
They dropped some silly points at home, man. Because otherwise, like losing to, was it Leeds at home? The recent one anyway against Newcastle.
That Newcastle result.
That was what nailed them to not
Can you
get the
imagine?
top 4.
Yeah.
You've got, and a few others they lost at home.
Joe Willett, my guy.
It's a shame Southgate hasn't picked him for. But anyway, let's carry on.
After. No, but I think you're right to say Everton as well. Leicester, I think because they won the FA Cup, I can let it slide a bit. I think,
fair enough.
And also when I look at the Leicester squad, I said there's not enough depth in that squad to take them over the line. I look at up front, Jamie Vardy's goals dried up. Kelechi was in unbelievable form. And then obviously James Maddison was injured and he was dropped out of the team because of breaking protocol. Then Jose Perez, I told you guys, I don't think he gives them what Maddison gives. He gives the hard work. Sometimes he has flashes of brilliance here and there. I know Brendan Rodgers loves him, but I just don't think his output is good enough. So when I look at their squad and I look at their season as a whole, they missed out on the top 4. They choked, yes, but that FA Cup is priceless.
Yeah, and I mean, look, just my last thing on them, right? If you look at the roster of players they got, they are Europa League standard. Some of them, at best. You see what I mean?
Yeah, at best.
I mean, had they qualified for Champions League, yes, there would have been that investment to maybe get that level of players, But right now, anyway, they're Europa League standard team. So, and the likelihood of them going further in that competition is much more than in the Champions League. You get what I mean? Because think of it this way, right? They could have been in the Champions League and maybe come 4th and then they're out. Maybe monetarily, they'll earn some money in the first...
Yeah, but the season that they won the league and then the following season when they went into the Champions League, they got to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but then where did they finish in the league?
This squad is very young as well.
Compared to the other one.
The other one had more experience, had more about it in terms of experience. Of course, you had Mahrez as well. Unbelievable player. He's match winner.
Yeah.
You feel me? And him and Vardy's connection was unreal. And look at this team now.
And that was years ago, man. Vardy's aged on,
Yeah, bro.
Vardy's aged. So you're thinking they will need to bring in 2 or 3 very good players. Like, I mean, look, they're an attractive club now. They're a club, right?
100%.
That are just missing Champions League spots. So if you're a player where, you're very good and the clubs that are supposed to be eyeing you aren't currently doing that, join Leicester. Maybe it'll be a springboard to those clubs, but in the leagues, join Leicester and get them to where they want to. I don't know. Because I'm going to 2 minds. I think it might be time for them to let go of what's his name? Rodgers.
Nah, no.
But then I think Rodgers is a very good manager as well. But I think 2 years running the same result. Yeah, you can cancel that with a FA Cup, but
then the other side of that is you can turn around and be like, in the 2 years, how much investment have they really made into that squad?
Oh, look.
So then the argument could be, look, the last 2 years, we've been in the top 4. His argument could be to the board. Last 2 years, we've been in the top 4. We've been in there for a long time, and we've fallen short at the end. Why? We might have won the FA Cup, but we're lacking in terms of investment in the squad and players.
You're saying, no, I don't think so, though, man. They've paid a lot of money for players.
I know they have.
Tielemans was like 35, 40 million odd,
Yeah, of course.
And then Castagne and the young French defender. Fofana.
Yeah,
they paid money for them,
Yeah, of course. But then I'm saying for them to go to that next level, there needs to be investment up front, number 1, and in midfield, number 2. And I still feel they need another centre half to come in.
Yeah.
Personally,
True.
there needs to be a few.
I know. Before
Just one last thing on this. Go on.
No. I know before Brendan came in as well. Vardy was like not favoured. Vardy was like out of the team a lot. I forget who the manager was.
He was a bit. I think he was injured.
Claude Puel. Was it Claude Puel? I can't remember. Who was the manager?
Was it? Yeah, I think
was
it was
him?
Puel before.
Yeah, he wasn't starting Vardy as much. But then when Rodgers came in, he sort of like resuscitated Vardy, what he was to that team anyway. And he got scoring goals again. But listen, they've gotten a lot of airtime for choking the way they did. So
Let's move on.
Yeah.
For me, I think Wolves have been quite disappointed. I know Raul Jimenez had his injury, but I think obviously they lost Jota as well in the summer. But they had a really good season last year and this season.
And the years before.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the reason I don't think they had it, because I always knew they're gonna have a season like this.
Same.
Oh, really?
I always thought that you cannot lose, and right back in the nature of Doherty.
Yeah.
Yeah. and go and bring in... Well, Semedo, you would have thought Semedo was good, but Semedo got let go from Barcelona for a reason. You get what I mean? Right? And then you lose... You're going to spend 30 million on a striker and you go and pay for an 18-year-old to come and play Premier League. Who is he? Mbappe? Is his name Haaland?
And no disrespect to the youth.
Exactly. Come on.
He looks like championship material.
At least for now, and he's young, so it's accepted that he doesn't come in the Premier League, guys. Yeah, he needs to take it a bit more serious than that.
Yeah.
I think you look up someone like Pedro Neto, phenomenal for them,
and he got injured at a bad time for them.
Yeah.
Adama Traoré has not been great like he was last year. He's just been he's been lukewarm this season for me, Adama Traoré, and that's his problem. He's not consistent enough.
That's
why he'll never reach the heights.
He's been picked for the Euros though for Spain. I don't know how they justify
They must
that,
be
but
desperate.
he has been.
They're desperate. That's why.
No, but I don't.
They're not. They're just being childish.
No,
Real Madrid player, bro.
I don't know if
I don't want to
did.
touch on that.
Don't worry, we'll get to the Euros.
I don't think I'm correct, but they didn't pick Iñaki Williams as well, which is, anyways.
I'm shocked by Spain now.
But honestly, I'm not surprised. Connor Cody's good, right? But Connor Cody is not like a top half of the table kind of defender. And who else is Roman Cias? Guys, they've overachieved.
They have. I think he's done a phenomenal job there with the resources he's had. Of course, they've spent money. Let's not forget the purchases. Of Neves,
Semedo,
that was big money, and then obviously Fabio Silva. But I think for Wolves again, I think they've been overachieving. I think the manager, the reason why he probably feels like he's taking them as far as he can take them. Losing Pedro Neto at that time, he's a phenomenal. But I think he has to move on. By the way, as well. I think
he's moving on. He's left.
Pedro Neto's left.
No. I thought you meant the manager.
Oh no, the manager's moved on. Yeah, but Pedro Neto, I think can go to a top 5, top 4.
Now that the manager's left, I don't see how players like Ruben Neves stays there. I don't know how Ruben Neves stays there.
No, because remember we did our podcast episode and the writer for The Athletic who covers Wolves, he said most of the signings, as Portuguese signings, come through George Mendes, the agent who has connections.
You think of a player like Daniel Pondes. I think he's been phenomenal for them this year.
But they're not going to get those kind of players anymore.
Well, and to keep them as well, because if someone comes knocking and he's like, Nuno's gone, what am I really doing?
I mean, even João Moutinho coming to Wolves.
Yeah.
We were all, this is João Moutinho
Like
guy.
how?
Man's been at Monaco, done bits, played Champions League. We were shocked.
You know that guy, he's very quiet, but he's a top footballer.
Bro, great footballer.
Because he's quiet, you don't
hear of him in the press.
He's on notice and stuff. He's a very good footballer.
But gents, let's move on then.
But yeah, for me, Frank Lampard, Arsenal, and Everton. I think I was disappointed by Everton's season. They've been Jekyll and Hyde.
The way they started and how they've ended.
World-class manager, very good striker in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think a phenomenal player in Richarlison. The midfield is stocked with very talented players. It just didn't work, But I'm hearing they're going to invest heavily in the summer, and so we'll see. I think they're short, but a lot of players need to leave. They've got too much in midfield. They need to sort out. And they need a few more top players in that top half. I mean, I've heard Coutinho was linked with them. So, the manager can attract. Ancelotti goes on as one of the greatest managers ever. So I think he can attract. Can Everton match his ambition? We'll see.
Okay, gents, just some quick hits then before we move on to our team of the year. Signing of the season?
I'll even forfeit that. You guys can say it.
Ruben Diaz.
Has to be
that's
Ruben.
saying something, man. I know Ruben Diaz has been good, but for him to be like the sign of the season.
Defender, you mean?
No, not even that.
I think Jota, up until he got injured, for me, was the best signing.
He was having the most impact,
He was slapping in goals.
Okay, so are we talking about people that came into the Premier League? Because Jota has been in the Premier League. I don't know.
We're talking about signing, like whether they're in the Premier League,
Well, yeah, he was phenomenal. But then I suppose then again, right, it would be too easy to give it to a striker. You get what I mean? Because he was scoring goals. But your point is well made, man. I think Diaz has been phenomenal at the back. I think for Everton, for Leicester has been very good as well.
Okay, so he would be your signing for the season.
Exactly. For an 19, 20-year-old, listen, from France.
Yeah.
People...
And then Saliba.
I've heard they've been called the Farmers League. He came and he made it his own, man.
He's been
planted some seeds, innit?
Exactly.
Okay, manager.
So we send on that,
Yeah.
I'll go Diaz.
I said Diaz, yeah.
It don't matter then, it's Diaz.
Interesting, we all picked the defenders.
Manager of the year.
This is a tough one.
To me, it's very easy.
Pep.
No chance.
Bielsa.
Marcelo or David Moyes.
I was going to say David Moyes is a big shout in there, isn't it?
It's one of those
two.
Yeah. Guys, Leeds team, is top 3 worst teams in the league.
On paper, innit?
On paper.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Only Marcelo could do what he's done
Honestly,
with
yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah.
And it's no joke. I think I was saying it to you.
They had a
midway through
terrific end to the season,
I think
yeah.
if he had decent players, he would give Pep Guardiola.
He'll get into the
Yeah,
Champions
I was
League.
gonna
He'll
say,
get into
I was
the
gonna
Champions
say.
League.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Guys, he's got Patrick Bamford scoring 17 goals.
is that how many he got in the league?
I think overall he scored 17. I don't know how many he got in the
Mm.
league. I can check, but and then getting
At Spanish international, him and Rafinha. I think-
Rafinha's been
Rafinha-
phenomenal.
He's been a revelation.
Yeah.
for them,
five
man.
players in the Prem this year.
He's
for
been
me.
Yeah,
he's
he's
been
been
a
phenomenal.
See,
Yeah.
when we're talking about signing of the season, I think he's been very
Yeah,
good
he's
for
been very good.
for
Yeah, he goes closely behind
been very
Diaz for
good
me.
for Leeds.
I probably
Even the West Ham guys like Kufal and Suchek have been
Yeah,
like
yeah.
very,
Great
very
signings.
Yeah,
yeah.
Suchek,
yeah,
yeah.
the Fellaini of
Yeah, man.
I mean,
But
David
we'll talk
Moyes,
about him when we
Fellaini.
get to the team of the year, though. But
Yeah.
manager of the year, Moyes, Bielsa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because it's too easy to say Pep Guardiola. I don't think Pep Guardiola done anything phenomenal anyway. Yes,
Yeah.
the team won it, but it's Manchester City. No. Don't misunderstand me. You get what I
Okay,
mean? Like
yeah.
Manchester City winning the league is nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we expect them. We expect.
That's
them to do
me.
it.
Let's see how he gets on. Is
I
it
mean,
tomorrow? Let's see how he gets on the weekend.
Cool.
I mean,
yeah.
who's your manager of the year?
I said Bielsa.
It's tight for me out of Bielsa and
Or,
Moyes.
what I think is every country in the UK should have a street named Bielsa.
Oh my days.
AJ, you got 5 seconds to make your mind.
I'll give it to Bielsa because what Leeds done this year, they slapped Man City.
Bro,
I was shocked.
Where did they finish? They finished like 9th or
9th or 10th, something like that. Yeah.
I
No.
think that's a great achievement, guys.
Same. Goal of the season. Two main candidates: Cavani's goal against Fulham, and then you got Lamella's Rabona against Arsenal.
I was gonna say Lamella's Ravona.
That for me, goal. It came out of nowhere. Unbelievable
Arsenal
goal.
though, man.
Nah, but I mean the quality of the goal.
You're so childish.
Let's neglect.
I think it's more like the thinking and the audacity to try
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Otherwise, man, I don't mind. You can give it to him.
Okay.
You can give it to him.
Yeah.
It'll be the first win for Tottenham this year.
Not manager. Game of the season, match of the season.
Oh, that's a hard one. There have been some good games this year.
I'm just trying to think.
Like when Spurs slaps United.
6-1.
That was a bad game.
First game of the season, Liverpool 4, Leeds 3. That was a very good game.
Yes. I think it has to be a game where Leeds were involved in. It has to be.
When Leeds beat Man City.
Yeah.
Leeds against Fulham as well.
No,
was
but even
mad.
the Brighton game against Man City when they came back.
When they came back to
Yeah.
win. But then City had already won the
Yeah.
Prem and, you know.
And then even though they got spanked, Liverpool against Man City. I think
I thought that game
that
was.
yeah.
Listen, that game was.
It was on the
high
ninth edge. It was
quality.
1-1, and then
That game
Then
was
the
high
game
quality.
just went away from.
I don't know what happened to what was the goalkeeper
Alisson,
Alisson. I don't know.
yeah.
He just lost his marbles for a second.
And then finally, before the team of the year, flop of the season.
Yeah, guys, Patrick Bamford scored 17 Premier League goals this year.
That's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, that's
guys.
really
I
good.
can't kid
Can't
you
believe
around
he
that.
didn't get an England squad.
I can't, bro.
But anyway,
You leave politics for another day, man.
yeah.
Flop of the year,
Flop of the year.
Willian.
Oh my, get him away from me. Get him away from me.
But honestly,
Jose
yeah,
Mourinho.
You can't say that though. You can't say Jose. was the
I'll
flop
give
of
it
the
to
year.
I'll give it to Jose and Tottenham.
You lot
I'll
are
give it to
childish.
Jose and Tottenham.
No, you can say
I'll give it
Tottenham,
to
but don't
Jose
say
and Tottenham.
Jose.
I'll give it
Don't
to Jose and
disrespect his
Tottenham.
name. Don't disrespect
I'll
the
give it to
brother.
Jose and Tottenham.
Because he done bits with that squad that he had up until Christmas, and then
Yeah,
you know
well,
what I'm saying?
AJ, it's a marathon that you need to finish.
Yeah, it's true. I thought
Pulling a
Fulham-
hammy
I
at the,
thought-
halfway through don't help anyone.
Yeah, I know. Fulham cramping both calves, and then they just
What about
pulled them.
Ryan Brewster?
Ryan Brewster?
Ryan Brewster. Yeah. sorry.
Nah, I don't know what people expected from him.
Come on,
He's
Vin,
a
man.
talent who was proven in
Yeah.
academy.
Yeah, man.
Couldn't make him to Liverpool first
Hype.
team, and then they wanted Sheffield United went
They
to
way
25
overpaid.
mil.
Way overpaid.
What the
for him.
hell?
Is that how much they pay? 25?
Yeah.
Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up.
All right, let's move on to
Flop of the year, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Ooh, no,
for not defending it as well as I
Yeah.
thought they
You
would.
must be
But
mad.
they went through a lot, man.
You must be
Alisson
mad.
losing his dad, Klopp losing his mum, all in a.
I mean, I wouldn't even use those ones as a
Trent
excuse 'cause they
Alexander-Arnold,
came at
flop of
the
the year. What'd you say, Will?
my mouth is.
end. Don't let me take off this thing right now, bro, and show some shoulders. Don't let me put my big shoulders on display
I'm
right
joking,
now.
I'm joking. Do you know what? I think Frank Lampard flop of the year. I'm not joking, guys. They invested heavily in that squad, man, and it was not banging. You know, and for him to be sacked as well, it's
funny maybe it would have been unfair, but having Thomas Tuchel as manager of the year perhaps would have been.
He's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
bro got the
He's
top
done-
four
he's done
Champions
very
League
well.
final,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
could win it tomorrow.
Yeah,
guys.
They
exactly.
could,
Yeah.
but then also
They lost
the
against
last day
Leicester.
of the last game of the season. I don't think they done anything.
They're on a bit of a
Yeah, they done. It was nothing up to them anyway. They lost their game.
Yeah,
it just
Tottenham
happened that
saved them, innit?
Liverpool won and Leicester
Yeah.
lost and stuff
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. So, but look, I think we only. I could never say Frank. You know what I'm saying? I love Frank. So
no. I mean, like Frank and that Chelsea team.
Yeah.
Then
it's
because
weird.
they should have done so much more for him, man.
But are you saying that because of the investment?
The investment, of course, and also like what he done the year before. You know, the crux of plays didn't really change that much. I mean, I don't know. Probably it'd be harsh to say Frank, but flop of the year.
Yeah, and I think only also because it's in comparison to like what Tuchel's done at
Yeah, and
Chelsea.
Tuchel's
perhaps.
a different caliber of
I don't-
manager.
Yeah,
to be fair.
I don't know.
He was a flop of the year. Oh my days.
He mentioned a few, innit?
Willian.
So you're talking about players
Player.
now, yeah?
Player. Well, we can. It can be
or
player
team.
or
I thought you
manager.
meant team. Player. I've
Could be
got
player,
too many
manager,
to
or
list.
team.
I've got bears to list.
I think it has to be Arsenal, man, and Mikel Arteta, or the whole Arsenal squad.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any disagreements from my side.
You see the way I'm silent?
All right,
I don't
let's
disagree, bro.
let's move
Yeah,
on
I'll
to
go
the
with Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal. All right, so let's move on to the front three's Premier League Team of the Year. Okay, let's start with goalkeeper.
Before you do that, yeah, can I
Yes.
just say one thing?
Yes.
If you put Trent right back, I don't care who else is in the team.
Unfortunately, that might not be the case, ladies and
Guys.
gentlemen.
Okay,
Let's-
so now let me get my arguments ready.
Okay, but let's
Here comes a dissertation.
we'll choose the best right back last.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
probably, just so
And
this goes
best
smoother.
keeper,
Martinez.
I'd say
Aston Villa.
Martinez Villa.
His performance has been excellent, man.
Yeah.
He's been very good. I wouldn't argue that.
Even a shout is the. Do you know? Actually, hold on a second. I'm so sorry, guys. Sam Allardyce, flop of the year.
Oh, actually, a good candidate for match of the day would have been the West Brom 5-2 win at Chelsea.
Yes, gave him so much hope.
Yeah.
It was definitely their game of the season, man.
Yeah.
It was theirs.
Nah, flop of the year, Sam Allardyce. I think in this contract there was a £1 million bonus for keeping them up. How dare you, joker? And then you have the chick saying you can't take on that project no more.
But consensus, Martinez, coach, goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah.
The
Edison
West
had a
Brom
good
keeper would have a shout from me as well. Sam Johnson. I think he had a very strong season. Even though they got relegated, they shipped goals. He made some outstanding saves in there. But yeah, Martinez for me.
Yep. Left back, Luke Shaw.
Yeah, without doubt. I think
No
he's-
arguments, coach.
I
I
have
think Tierney.
arguments,
I
but-
think Tierney, if he hadn't got injured, I think
Too
he's
many
been
injuries
really
with
good.
Tierney.
He's been really
Robbo, steady Eddie this year. He wasn't as. But
hasn't
the
been
whole
as great.
because the whole Liverpool team weren't
Hasn't
great.
been
So
great.
But guys, I think that's the problem though. I think we forget, because Liverpool haven't been great, we think Robbo
Hasn't
and,
been.
and Trent haven't been good.
no pause on the Trent one. Okay, because we can make arguments as to when he's been poor. I think Robbo has been good, but not the levels that he set last year.
Guys,
the few years
okay,
before.
I think
So-
he's made a few mistakes, individual
he hasn't been
mistakes
great.
So
this year.
here's the
compared
thing,
to-
Perhaps Luke Shaw's been good in comparison to what he has been, right? But
Has
then
he been the best left back in the Premier League?
exactly. I don't know.
If you're
I think-
saying no, who is the
how about
better?
this? How about this? Yeah, I'll rather put Regulon, who came from where he came from in the league. than
I think the way
than
he's finished the
Luke Shaw.
season hasn't been good.
No,
to be
no,
honest.
After
I would-
Mourinho left, you see the way he's finished the season.
No. But this is the thing, though, guys.
I think
yeah?
Luke Shaw consistently throughout the season has been good.
But this is me, right? This is me. I want a combination of both performances, and then numbers. Numbers has to mean something, guys. In this modern day football, there's fullbacks. Their numbers have to mean something. Otherwise, they're pointless. Then Bellerin, put Bellerin left back. Let's move
No,
on.
but like I was saying, I would have perhaps gone for Tierney because I think even though Arsenal may not convert that many chances from his crosses, I think he's constantly
delivery is very good,
Yeah,
isn't it?
he's been like, if we look at how Arsenal create chances, he's been one of the main sources of how they create chances. So I really love Tierney.
But I think for your sake though, so you don't get no abuse on social media, leave Tierney out.
But I think Luke Shaw has been good.
I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind.
I'd probably say Luke Shaw, just off the performance I've seen him.
Yeah, my top three will be Robbo, Luke Shaw, and Reguilon.
Okay.
But if you had to pick one,
You guys have picked Luke Shaw. I'm fine with that.
Centre backs then. Who are we saying?
it's very simple for me.
Yeah.
Diaz is a certainty. Rubber stamp.
100%.
Okay.
Who would be his partner?
Go on, coach.
Fafana? Stones? Maguire?
Maguire for me.
I'm fine to sell one for final. I'm fine to sell one. Yeah. Unless you guys have other ones that you think should go in there.
There've been some good centre backs this year though. Honestly, Stone and Diaz, you'd say yes because they've won a league.
Yeah.
And they went on that mad run where they didn't concede goals.
That many goals, yeah.
So I'm more inclined to say those two.
That's what I would say, Stones and Diaz.
Yeah, I'd go Stones and Diaz because Maguire, I'm sorry, it hasn't been good enough. Made a few mistakes. Stones been consistently good, man. Those two have been decent. You know, of course they weren't great at the start of the year, but it wasn't solidified him and Diaz. You know, and they're still trying to work it out. They were still trying to work out between themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Stones and Diaz as my two.
Okay.
I'm fine with it, guys.
Oh, no
Honestly.
mention for. Do you know what? Big mention to Anderson at Fulham, though. I think he's a very good
Yeah,
centre
no,
half.
he's very good.
In
Yeah,
on
of course.
loan from the French league, I believe.
Yeah, from Marseille or somewhere.
And he done very, very well.
Yeah, no, Anderson
there are a
is
few
good.
centre backs who deserve a shout out. Fafana, of course. Anderson. Nah, he fell off towards.
But
the
Fulham,
end.
the last time they've been in the Premier League, I remember the year before they got relegated, it was Callum Chambers. This year it's Anderson. It can't be your defence, man, because regardless, they've still been relegated. They've shifted in goals and stuff like that.
for real.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Let's get right back and let's go to central midfield.
Wait, is it a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-3-3? We've gone 4-4.
Let's go 4-3-3. I think the Premier League, that's the sort of formation that...
That's sweet.
KDB is in there. I don't care who the other two you put.
100% KDB.
And maybe Kante.
Kante, 100. Kante,
okay,
KDB.
Gundogan
On
as
the
well.
way here, it was Kante and KDB. I said, I don't care. Whoever you can even throw in Anguissa. You can throw in
Nonsense.
Thomas Partey. I don't care. Kante and De Bruyne have to be in that midfield three. So I'm putting Kante in the pivot. I'm putting De Bruyne on the right hand side so he can just operate those little gaps. And then I don't know.
And you stick in whoever you
on
want.
the other side.
Or you could say Fernandez.
No, I'm going for Mason Mount.
Mason Mount.
I wouldn't argue. I don't have a lot of arguments against that. Honestly, I know
take him
Gundogan's
over
been brilliant
Fernandes.
as well. That's the
You'll
thing.
take him over Gundogan as well, yeah?
Yeah, Gundogan has been very good. But Mason Mount, I won't make any arguments against Mason Mount. I think he's been brilliant, man.
Yeah, I'll go Mason Mount, guys.
But then you always say, coach, stats.
Yeah, numbers matters, of course. That's what I'm saying.
And that's
you
what
put
makes it
Gundogan
hard.
or Mason Mount, yeah, I wouldn't mind, honestly, because I think Mason's been one of the most consistent feature in Chelsea's team, and his performances are always at a high standard.
Like,
And it's
9
not-
times out of 10, he's the man of the match.
100%.
Very
Yeah,
good, man.
yeah.
He's very good.
So then...
And I think in the Prem this year, he's got that 6 goals, 8 assists.
But I don't know, man. I think maybe Gundogan, because Gundogan added
6
goals.
goals,
yeah,
5
that's
assists.
the thing.
Who's that?
Mason
Mason,
Mount,
yeah.
6 goals, 5 assists.
What about Gundogan?
We all know he scored goals, man.
No, but I think there was a period where he scored a goal.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
it'll probably be added up to like 6
my
or 5, you
days.
know.
13 goals, 2 assists.
13 goals, yeah? In the EPL.
I think we have to reward
Gundogan.
midfielders. Yeah.
Gundogan.
All right, there we go. That's our midfield three.
What, you going for Gundogan?
Yeah.
Oh, Mason.
Sorry, the majority.
Mason, I'm so sorry, bro.
Nah, he's
I
on the
know you're
bench.
gonna-
He's on the bench.
Exactly.
He's
First
on the
player
bench.
off the bench.
KDB will probably get injured anyway.
Wow.
Don't say that. Sorry
So
for the Bruno Fernandes fans. It's a no from me. Don't comment or at me about that. It's a
we're
no.
nearly complete. So our front three.
Striker Harry Kane. Sorry, thanks. Bye.
23 goals, 13 assists.
Harry Kane.
Wonderful season.
Hazard. And I can't wait for him to leave that Tottenham, that wretched Tottenham. Harry Kane, number 9.
And that's what it's Salah and Son. I think for me,
No Foden.
get off it, man.
Wait, what? How
Come off
dare
it. Come off it.
you?
Come off it.
How dare you?
Ahead of who? ahead of Mo Salah or Son?
Son's entered the season. But Son scored 18 goals, isn't it? But Phil got 9 goals and 5
Guys,
assists.
let's look. How about this? If this will satisfy your quench to, will quench your thirst to put Foden in it, we'll give him Young Player of the Year.
No, he wins that by a country mile, though.
Okay, then. So he definitely doesn't get into team of EPL Team of the Year, man.
Do you know what? It's actually not as straightforward as you're making it, though, because
It's very straightforward.
I'm going to say
Phil
Phil Foden on my bench, yeah?
Yeah.
And for me, it's out of Son, Salah, and Mahrez.
I was gonna say Mahrez, perhaps.
So for me, Salah 100% on one side.
Yeah.
Probably on the right-hand side.
So it's just that one spot left.
So there's one spot between Son and Mahrez.
You say Mahrez or Son, yeah?
Son.
You know, the way Tottenham ended, I don't even mind just leaving all their players out, to be fair. Apart from Harry, of course.
Yeah.
No, but listen, Mahrez
even when Carroll and Neville done it, I was very surprised they didn't put Mahrez in there.
Yeah, but
Who put in Rashford? Joke, man.
Gary never put in Rashford.
Gary Neville. Gary, one day we're going to interview you, but as of today, I'm telling you, sometimes your thinking leaves me perplexed. Rashford, I get, we said the off-field stuff and all of that, and we salute Marcus Rashford for that. But Rashford!
Yeah, and he received his MBA for that.
Cool,
MBE.
yeah,
So cool.
He got his...
Yeah, I don't know. He got a business degree as well. Coach.
Yeah.
Coach gave him a MBA business degrey.
Cheers for that, coach.
As well as
He's
an
got
MBE.
But, bro...
He's got it.
You can't give me Rashford. How dare you?
Nah, you can't put Rashford
How
in there.
dare you? I saw that. I said, this is why when you went to Valencia, it went...
Oh, bro, you're digging up some...
Bro, the truth is the truth. Bro,
You're digging up some...
It's decisions like that cost you. What are you mad? Rashford.
Yeah.
When I
But-
saw that,
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Lord.
Nah, but I think we can go for Kane, Salah, and Son. I think
Oh, Riyad's been magical.
that has been good. But
Been good. I think, yeah, when C needed him to step up, he did.
He did.
so we're saying Mahrez.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go Mahrez.
And Son.
Kane.
Son.
So
I'm
it's up
Son.
to you.
I'm on.
Okay.
So you guys get the initiative. You guys win.
So
Guys,
Let me know in the comments if you take Riyad over.
Bro, there's
Son.
no conversation.
Right
There's
back.
no conversation.
Let me get my stats up.
And name me, because
Relax,
I
bro.
think we might need a new episode for Trent. Right back. Because now, I want people to tell me the games that they've seen Trent being so bad at.
so
In the
right
EPL.
back. So right back. Okay, we know, Coach, you're going to go.
So
for
Trent's numbers this year in the EPL: 2 goals, 7 assists.
Don't bother. The only person that comes close to him as a fullback is Robbo. So don't bother. Don't.
What did I say? 2 goals, 7 assists. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think he's been really good. If we look at, say, from about March to May, I mean, I think he's rediscovered his form. But I think
He's
someone
always had his form.
Yeah.
He's always had his
But then
form.
I think someone who's been like, really consistent this year at right back, Kufo for
Yeah,
West
he's
Ham.
been very good.
He's been
very good.
Very solid.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
been very
even
solid, yeah.
Yeah.
even Castagne at Leicester. If he didn't get injured when he did,
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he's
throw
been
him
in
in
and
there.
out too often for me, yeah.
to be considered.
personally speaking, if he didn't get injured, which we end the season, I would say James Justin.
He was on hot streak.
What a
yeah.
player coming from
Yeah.
Luton.
Nah,
He was
he-
on a
that
hot
transition
streak.
into
He was
the
doing
Prem,
really
he
well.
Took it in a step.
Yeah, just a quick mention to him because
Yeah,
you
what a player.
guys are
So
I
Trent
rate him
was
highly anyway.
2 goals, 7 assists. You said Kufal.
Yeah.
So there's no one else you'd even try and compare him with.
He doesn't have a comparison.
In the Prem.
I think Rhys James had a really good start to
In
the
world
season.
football, Trent doesn't have a comparison. Let it be said here.
No, I think Rhys James had a really good sort of first sort of 3 months or so of the season.
There's levels.
And then even recently, I think he's been playing
There's-
really well as that right-sided.
Right-sided
Yeah,
centre.
yeah.
he's been
But there's
playing
levels.
really well.
But there's levels. But there's levels. There's stages in
I mean,
life.
I think Jamie put Kufal, and then Gary put Walker.
Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kyle Walker
Cancelo.
should not get anywhere near to this team.
Cancelo.
I'm
Cancelo.
going for Cancelo.
Jack
I'll go
Cancelo
for-
ahead of Kyle Walker for sure.
I think I'll go
Jack
for
Cancelo
Cancelo.
not ahead of Trent. But if you guys decide that, then that's what you decided. But let it be known here. Let it be known.
Good thing we
Look.
get the majority vote. So
Numbers wise, obviously, I don't think there's a right back in the Prem who comes close to Trent.
And
'Cause
look,
he got 2 goals and 7 assists.
just for my
Yeah.
own
Zhao got
satisfaction,
2
yeah?
goals and
Yeah.
3 assists.
Just for my own satisfaction, and you guys put whoever you want, yeah? Trent played 36 games.
Yeah.
Yeah?
2 goals.
7 assists. Yeah, 2 goals. Do you know how many big chances created? 14.
Check
You can
João Cancelo's for me.
While I'm doing that, you do that for you. I'll do it now in a sec, yeah?
No, this is the moment where the YouTube ad runs while.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Forward passes, yeah? Off the roof, forget that. Crosses off the... And here's the thing. Through balls, 6. Go and look at your chances created and through balls. Even some of the top players that you guys are thinking don't compare to that. Let's move on. Trent, every day of the week.
What website will you... Find João Cancelo.
Let's go João Cancelo.
I know João created some...
No, João's been very good. He's been very good.
Me personally, I'll put João.
I would.
I'm surprised those Gary and Jamie overlooked him.
Yeah. They put what's his name? So
Walker and Kufal.
um
Walker, I was surprised by, but I think
so João Cancelo's been good. 3 assists, nothing compared to he's a junior compared to Trent, but we'll give him that. Yeah, big chances created 8. That's not bad at all. And through balls as well 6. Yeah, I don't mind João Cancelo. I don't mind João Cancelo.
João Cancelo.
But again, let it be known here, he is nowhere near Trent because the numbers are there. No one, guys.
Do you know what? It's crazy because I even looked at Wan-Bissaka's stats the other day and they were dead. I don't think he scored any goals, 0 assists.
I don't know about that, but that's another conversation. Like, there's levels to the game, guys.
And João Cancelo right back for us?
All right, so...
Yeah, if you guys have said on that, I'm fine. But Trent, it's you, mate.
So we've got our manager of the year, Marcelo Bielsa. Team of the year.
Martinez in goal.
That's it.
Cancelo right back.
Yep.
Diaz and Stones, you guys settled on.
Yep.
Luke.
Yep.
Shaw left back.
We got
Kante, Gundo, De Bruyne.
KDB, yeah.
And up front.
Kane.
Son.
And Salah.
Yeah. Guys, though,
There
by
you-
saying that, yeah, Son being 2 Tottenham players being in there is killing me, you know that?
But I'm telling you, I'm a Mahrez.
Yeah.
You pussy Mahrez.
So there you have it. That's the Front Three's Premier League Team of the Year. Let us know in the comment spots who's your Team of the Year. You can listen to us on the Front Three podcast on Apple, on Spotify. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll be back again very shortly for another Debate Room series.
Three wise men will listen to. There's only 3 wise men will listen to. It's the front three. No, it's the front three. There's only 3 wise men will listen to.